Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your leg twisted in pain, gritting your teeth through a cramp so sharp it felt like your muscle might tear? You're not alone. In fact, more than 70% of seniors experience these painful leg cramps, many suffering in silence, night after night, hoping for relief that never quite comes. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it feels like no one is offering real answers. But what if the solution was simpler than you've been told? Today I want to share something most doctors won't, because it's not about another prescription or pricey treatment. It's about 3 specific vitamins that have been quietly proven to stop leg cramps and rebuild muscle strength naturally. Backed by top research from leading universities, these nutrients are changing lives. And they could change yours too. If you've ever felt like your legs are getting weaker or like you can't move the way you used to, stay with me. We're about to uncover what's really going on in your body and what you can do about it starting tonight. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Have you found something that helps with leg cramps? Your tip might help someone else. Part 1, the muscle key, vitamin D. What if I told you the real reason your legs cramp at night isn't age, isn't dehydration, and isn't even poor circulation, but something much simpler? What if those sharp, sudden spasms are happening because your muscles are quite literally locked from the inside, and the key to unlocking them is something as natural as sunshine? That key is vitamin D. Now I know, for years we've been told vitamin D is all about bones. Strong bones, better balance, fewer falls. That's true, but only part of the picture. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Your muscles, especially the ones in your legs, have tiny receptors that are like locks. Without enough vitamin D, those locks stay closed. Your muscles can't contract or relax properly. And when that happens, you get those painful cramps that wake you up at 3 a.m., gripping the side of the bed, gasping for relief. Let me share something with you that truly changed how I think about muscle health. A study from the University of Zurich followed 248 seniors for 2 full years. What they found was astonishing. Those with low vitamin D levels had leg cramps nearly 3 times more often than those with healthy levels. But here's the kicker. When the deficient group began taking just 2,000 IUs of vitamin D daily, their cramps dropped by 68% in just 8 weeks. Not months, weeks. Think about that. Nearly 7 out of 10 cramps gone, just by restoring a simple nutrient your body is craving. But there's more. Seniors with optimal vitamin D levels didn't just cramp less. They had 37% more leg strength. That means walking without grabbing the handrail, getting out of your chair without pushing with your arms, reaching the top of the stairs without your knees trembling. Imagine what that strength could give back to your life, your walks, your hobbies, your independence. Now you may be wondering, how does vitamin D do all of this? Why is it so powerful? Well, it all comes down to calcium and muscle proteins. See, calcium is needed for your muscles to contract, but when you don't have enough vitamin D, calcium starts to build up inside your muscle cells, trapping them in a half-squeezed state. That's when you feel the cramp, the spasm, the tightness that won't go away. But with enough vitamin D, your body starts moving calcium in and out of your muscles properly again. The tension eases, the cramping stops. Even more incredible, vitamin D activates the very genes that tell your muscles to grow. It stimulates the production of new muscle proteins, helping your legs rebuild strength, not just mask the pain. Here's where things get a little tricky though. Getting enough vitamin D from sunlight used to be easy, but as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. In fact, a 70-year-old makes about 75% less vitamin D from the same sun exposure as a 20-year-old. That's why so many older adults are silently deficient, even if they're outdoors every day. That's also why supplementation becomes not just helpful, but essential. For most seniors, the sweet spot is between 2,000 and 4,000 IUs per day. And don't worry, it's completely safe within that range, especially when taken with food. In fact, you'll absorb it better when you take it with healthy fats like eggs, salmon, or olive oil. So here's what I recommend. Start your morning with a soft-boiled egg or a small piece of salmon, and take your vitamin D right after. Make it part of your breakfast routine. consistency is key. Still not sure if vitamin D is right for you? Let me tell you about someone I met, Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Minnesota. She came to me last winter with one simple request. I just want to sleep through the night without screaming in pain. She'd been battling nightly cramps for over 3 years, tried pickle juice, magnesium sprays, stretching. Nothing worked. We tested her vitamin D levels, and guess what? Severely low, just 18 nanograms per milliliter. We started her on 3,000 IUs daily with breakfast. Within 6 weeks, her cramps dropped from nightly to once a week. By 3 months, they were gone. And the best part? She told me she could finally climb stairs without using the railing, something she hadn't done in years. This isn't a miracle. It's science. Peer-reviewed, repeatable, accessible science. And it's available to you right now. So here's my personal challenge to you. If you're over 60 and haven't had your vitamin D levels tested in the past year, ask your doctor. Or get an at-home test. Aim for a blood level between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. That's the range where leg strength, nerve function, and bone density all thrive. And if you're already supplementing, here's a small tip. Take your vitamin D with your largest meal of the day. Research shows absorption improves significantly when it's taken with dietary fat. That means better results, faster. Now I'd love to hear from you. Do you spend time in the sun or rely on supplements? Have you noticed a difference in your cramps or strength since taking vitamin D? Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else who's struggling right now. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more natural, science-backed tips coming your way every week. Because here's what I believe. Your legs still have life in them. Your body wants to heal, it just needs the right support. And sometimes the answer isn't a prescription. It's a vitamin your body's been asking for all along. Let's give your legs the strength they deserve. Starting today. Part 2. The Nerve Shield. Vitamin B12. What if I told you your leg cramps aren't actually a muscle problem, but a nerve issue hiding in plain sight? Imagine this. You're walking across the kitchen, and suddenly your leg seizes up, tight as a drum. You freeze, hoping it passes. Or maybe you've started noticing that strange pins and needles feeling in your calves, like they've fallen asleep. If that's happened to you, you're not alone, and it may be a clear sign of something deeper. A silent deficiency in vitamin B12, the one nutrient your nerves desperately need, but almost no one talks about. Vitamin B12 is like the insulation on the electrical wires of your body. It protects your nerve fibers and keeps the signals from your brain to your muscles flowing smoothly. Without enough of it, that insulation wears thin. Nerves misfire, muscles cramp, and strength begins to fade. Slowly at first, then all at once. But the good news? This kind of decline is not permanent. It's reversible. And it starts with one tiny change. Let me share something that really opened my eyes. A groundbreaking study from Tufts University found that nearly 40% of people over 60 have B12 levels low enough to trigger neurological symptoms, most without even realizing it. These folks weren't fainting or forgetting where they lived. They were experiencing minor things: tingling feet, burning calves, muscle twitches, the occasional stumble. Sound familiar? But when researchers gave these seniors just 1,000 micrograms of vitamin B12 daily, their leg cramps decreased dramatically. Even better, muscle function improved by 45% in just 12 weeks. Now, you might be wondering, how does one small vitamin do all of that? B12 plays a crucial role in making something called myelin. Think of myelin as the rubber casing around electrical wires. It wraps around your nerves and allows them to send strong, clear signals. But when B12 is low, that casing starts to crack. The nerves underneath become exposed and inflamed. The messages from your brain become scrambled. That's when your muscles cramp up, or worse, stop responding altogether. I've seen this firsthand. One of my viewers, a 68-year-old named Tom, wrote in saying he felt like his legs were made of jelly, especially in the afternoons. He was still walking, but slower, less stable, more tired. His doctor checked his B12 and said, "You're still in the normal range." But Tom didn't feel normal. We encouraged him to try 1,000 milligrams of methylcobalamin daily, the active form of B12 that doesn't need stomach acid to absorb. Within 4 weeks, he could walk farther without stopping. After 2 months, His evening leg cramps were nearly gone. He told me, "I feel like I have 20 more watts of power in my legs now." Here's something most doctors forget to mention. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid. And stomach acid is critical for absorbing B12 from food. That means even if you're eating all the right things, like beef, fish, or eggs, your body might not be getting the B12 it needs. That's why I often recommend sublingual B12. You place it under your tongue and it bypasses your gut completely. It goes straight into your bloodstream where your nerves can use it immediately. If you're curious about food sources, here are a few options. Clams top the chart with over 80 milligrams of B12 per 3-ounce serving. Beef liver offers around 70 milligrams. Salmon and sardines give you a solid 4 to 5 milligrams per serving. For vegetarians, fortified cereals and nutritional yeast can help, but in most cases, supplementation is still necessary to reach therapeutic levels. And don't worry, B12 is water-soluble, so your body flushes out the excess. It's safe, even at higher doses. So what's the sweet spot for seniors? Most need somewhere between 500 and 1,000 milligrams daily, depending on absorption. If you've had digestive issues or take acid-blocking medications, you may want to consider B12 injections or higher-dose sublinguals. And for the best results, pair your B12 with folate. These two vitamins work hand in hand to repair nerves, support red blood cells, and boost overall energy. Now let's be clear, taking B12 won't turn you into an Olympic sprinter overnight. But if your cramps and weakness are caused by poor nerve function, B12 could be the missing link your body has been begging for. And the changes can be life-changing. Better balance, deeper sleep, fewer nighttime spasms, stronger, more responsive legs. Isn't that what we're all looking for? Here's something I'd love to know from you. Have you ever experienced that prickly, numb sensation in your legs, especially at night? Do your feet sometimes feel like they're buzzing or tingling when you lay down? If so, drop a comment below. You might think it's just aging, but your body could be telling you it needs help. And if you've ever tried B12 before, what was your experience? Did you notice a difference in your energy, your focus, or your muscle strength? Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. As always, if you're finding value in this information, take a second to like this video and share it with a friend or loved one who could benefit. We're building a community here, one where seniors take back control of their health, one small step at a time. To wrap up this section, let me leave you with this thought. Your nerves are the silent messengers that control everything, from your balance to your sleep, your reflexes to your strength. Don't let them wither away in silence. Nourish them, protect them, and give them the vitamin support they need to keep you moving freely, confidently, and pain-free. Up next, we're diving into what I believe is the most underrated mineral of all time, the one that over 70% of seniors are missing, and without it, your muscles simply cannot relax. I'll see you there. Part 3. The Cramps Killer, Magnesium. Have you ever felt your leg muscles tighten in the middle of the night, as if they've forgotten how to let go? That kind of cramp, sharp and relentless, can ruin your sleep and leave you limping the next day. But what if I told you there's a simple reason behind it? One mineral your body might be missing? It's magnesium. Most people think magnesium is just another supplement on the pharmacy shelf. But for seniors, especially those over 60, it's a game changer. Magnesium controls how your muscles contract and, more importantly, how they relax. Without enough of it, your muscles can stay locked, tense, inflamed, and painful. And here's something most doctors aren't telling you. According to a 5-year study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, seniors with low magnesium levels had cramps 7.5 times more often than those with normal levels. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between sleeping soundly and dreading bedtime. What's more remarkable is what happened when those seniors started taking 400 milligrams of magnesium citrate daily. Within weeks, leg cramps dropped by 86%. Not only that, their leg strength improved by 58%. That means fewer stumbles, better balance, and more confidence walking or climbing stairs. Now let's talk about how it works. Magnesium acts like a gatekeeper inside your muscles. When you move, your body uses calcium to contract the muscle. But in order to release and reset, It needs magnesium to push that calcium back out. Without enough magnesium, your muscles stay tense, like a clenched fist that refuses to open. That's why a deficiency can lead to constant tightness, fatigue, and painful spasms. But it doesn't stop there. Magnesium also boosts something called ATP, your body's natural energy currency. It powers muscle repair, nerve signals, and even the creation of new protein. In short, magnesium doesn't just help you relax, it helps rebuild your strength, cell by cell. Now, here's something I personally learned the hard way. A few years ago, I started waking up with these deep, aching cramps in my calves. I tried stretching, I tried hydration, nothing really worked. But once I started taking magnesium glycinate, things changed. Fast. Within 2 weeks, the nighttime cramps were gone. I could stretch my legs in bed without fear. I could sleep deeply, peacefully. It was like flipping a switch. And I'm not alone. Many of our subscribers have shared similar stories. Some started adding magnesium-rich foods to their meals. Others used supplements at bedtime. The results? Better sleep, fewer cramps, and more energy throughout the day. So here's how you can start. Aim for 400 to 600 milligrams of magnesium daily. If you've had cramps or weakness for a while, start closer to 600. And break it into 2 doses, one in the morning, one in the evening, for better absorption. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are 2 of the most effective forms. They're gentle on the stomach and absorb well, especially for older adults. But here's a quick tip. Don't take magnesium with calcium. These 2 minerals compete for absorption. If you're taking a calcium supplement, separate them by at least 2 hours. And if you prefer the natural route, good news, magnesium is found in some delicious foods. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest sources. Just a small handful gives you over 150 milligrams. Spinach, black beans, and yes, even dark chocolate are great choices too. The darker the chocolate, the better. Look for 70% cocoa or higher. Now I know what you might be thinking. I've tried magnesium before and it didn't help. That's a common issue, especially if you're using the wrong form, like magnesium oxide, which doesn't absorb well and often causes stomach upset. Or maybe the dosage was too low. Getting results requires consistency and the right kind of magnesium. And here's something else to consider. If you're on medications like diuretics, acid blockers, or even insulin, your magnesium levels could be depleted faster than normal. That's why seniors are more vulnerable, even if you eat a balanced diet. It's not about age, it's about absorption. Your body might not be getting what it needs, even if you think it is. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed your cramps get worse after a stressful week or after a night of poor sleep? That's because stress burns through magnesium like fire through wood. The more stress, the more your body needs to replenish. And sadly, few of us are taught how to do that naturally. That's why I created this video, not to sell you anything, but to remind you that sometimes the answer is right in front of us. Not in expensive creams or risky medications, but in minerals, nutrients, and small daily habits that rebuild our bodies from the inside out. So here's what I'd love to know. Have you ever tried taking magnesium before bedtime? Did it help you sleep better or stop your leg cramps? Drop your story in the comments below. You never know who you might help by sharing your experience. Maybe someone watching tonight will finally get the restful sleep they've been praying for. Because of you. And if this video brought you value, consider tapping the like button and subscribing. We're building a community here, one that believes aging doesn't have to mean pain, pills, or giving up. We just need to understand what our bodies are really asking for. Sometimes, the strongest medicine is the simplest one. And magnesium? It might be your missing piece. So there you have it. 3 powerful nutrients that could change everything. Vitamin D to unlock your muscles, B12 to protect your nerves, and magnesium to calm the cramps and rebuild strength. No prescriptions, no side effects, just real solutions your body has been craving. But remember, these only work if you stay consistent. Take the right form. Build small habits, day by day. Because real change doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from showing up for yourself, one good choice at a time. If this video gave you hope, please give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube this is worth sharing with others who need it. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. We're building a community here, a place where aging means wisdom, not weakness. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these nutrients are you already using? What's worked best for your legs? Share your story in the comments. It could help someone sleep better tonight. And one last thing, your body is not broken. It's just been waiting for the right kind of care. Let's give it that care, starting today. You're not too old to feel strong again. Let's prove it together.